Microphone. Okay, quickly, I want us to talk about binding today. Now, what is binding? Binding helps link a property, a C# property, to a view. Now, it's much more. You see the most of it in Xamarin.Forms when you use MVVM. Now, MVVM is an architecture, model, view, and view model that helps make your app simpler. It creates links between properties and different view elements. Once one is updated, the other is updated too. So it helps you avoid creating extra events. But let me just go through and see how it works and show you how it works. Great. Okay. So now it's creating. It's adding packages. So for that now we'll need uh, our view model. Our view model we're gonna create our properties that we're gonna bind to. So home, not home view model. So I just want to give you just one property. Public string text. Let's make this a back property. Come on, add packages already. Now what makes a binding work is an interface called iNotifyPropertyChange. It's raised whenever a property is changed. You have to implement it. iNotify property change. Let's include that namespace and let's implement that property, the interface, sorry. Okay. Now we're going to override the method protected void on property change. Okay. Color member name. We will need to drag in this namespace. Property name. Color member name. What are you complaining about? Okay, let's do default values. Default. Now, change equals to our property change event. This is just standard, so it's standard. You don't really need to worry about it. For implementing it, a fixed code invoke change dot invoke. Okay, this is our sender. New property change event. Property name. Okay, so we're done implementing and identify property change. Now, how this works is whenever this property, why is not backing field? Yeah. So whenever a property is updated, we'll call our property name. It's because it's raised an event. I'm going to pass the event is being raised. Oh god. So now whenever this property is updated, it fires an event. And whatever is bound to this view model, it notices the event and acts accordingly. Okay? So now we're done with our view model. Now in our main page, let's make this nice. Stack. Let's add our trusted stack layout. I don't like how this is looking. Vertical options. Center. Okay, now so we just add one label. Cool. And the text is going to binding tests. Okay, so now we have bound our label to this property. Okay, just let's give this property default value equals to bound to property value. Now the only thing left is to actually bind this page to this view model. There are two ways you can do this, either through code, binding context equals to new name, new home view model. Now this will create the binding context here to this page and the view model, or from the XAML you can do it like so. Binding context then local home page. Okay, so let's just, it should work now, and then it should be bound to, let's see how this will look like. iPhone X, trusted iPhone X. So if everything is right, our label should show this value called bound property value. Yep, so it works. That's not the spec property. Okay, but then it works. Our binding works. Now, if you have much more properties, you can do same thing. You can also bind text fields. So entry text is going to be binding text. And then our text field is our entry field should also show this value too. Let's see how that looks. Let's see how that looks. Load. Okay, that looks fine. Our value is bound by default already. Now you see what binding does. They are both bound to the same property. So whenever one is updated, okay, let me explain what happens here now. Is entry is bound to the string property, and the string property is also bound to this label. So once it's updated, it fires the event, and everyone that registers for that event sees it and gets it. So if I change John is a boy, this is updated automatically. Now if I were to do this using event handlers, I would have to go to my code behind and register or listen when the event change and update the label myself and blah 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 blah, and that's just overkill. But doing this way, binding makes it easier. Now you can also bind full models. So let's say where MVVM comes to play now is, alright, so we'll create a property and we'll call it Let's try and create a person model. Person model. Now this person model have two properties: public string name, sets public string age, set. Okay. Now this model will need to implement the identify property change for it to work. So whenever the model is updated, whatever is registered to it will also be updated. Okay. Using let's just copy this whole code because this is what it's complaining about. We'll include these as well. Okay. Now what we did here is whenever a property is updates, we have to signify that it's updated. So property change, this is name, on property change, this is age. Now back in our view model, we're just gonna, okay, let me go with this. We're gonna have a public person model get set, and that should work. So in our page, we have bounded, we have linked our view model to our model. Now let's do the update in our page. So we're gonna have another label. This is gonna be binding person dot name. So now we are accessing the name property of that person. I'm gonna have another label. And the text is gonna be binding person dot age. Okay. Now this entry is binding person dot name. So this will be used to set the person's name. And we have another entry binding person dot age. Okay. So all things working out well. This should be working fine. So let's see how this looks. So this can be used if you're creating maybe a form, a registration form, and then you don't have to keep putting name.text, name entry.text, age entry.text, and all that. You could just create a register model and then bind all your views to properties in that model, and then you'll be home free. Expression must end with, okay, there's an issue with my bindings. Let me see that. Binding person name, okay. I didn't close this one. Okay. Okay, so we have two entries, our name entry and our age entry. So if I put name, my name is John. Okay, something's wrong. Uh, why is it not displaying? Binding person name, person age, home view, person get set, person model, and property change. Let's see if any of this is firing. Okay, so let's try and set default values and see if it works. Person dot name equals to done. '99. I am 99 years old, so I am a science. I wonder why I'm having this issue. But hopefully this should work. Where am I going wrong? Name H. Name person of name, person of age. Do I need to set property change here? What is this error? Essential control by target application. Okay. I want to know why I'm having this issue. Is it because I set this property? So I can't seem to figure out, so just bear with me while I figure this out. Okay, I didn't initialize the person, and that's why I was misbehaving, and you couldn't even tell me why. Okay, well it works fine now. Then age is 99. Okay, it's firing. Okay, fine. So now if I was creating a form, by default the age value is already being picked for me. The name value is picked for me as well. So I could have more forms. I could bind views, date picker values, time picker values, whatever value I want to bind, and make my application seamless all the way through. So I hope you understand how binding works and a little bit of how MVVM works. So if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have reviews, feel free to let me know. If you still have issues, feel free to let me know and I could make a video on them. So till next time, thank you very much.